The next prayer that I'll share with you is called Mizmor David. It's from Psalm 23. And I wanted to share a little bit about how this prayer was composed and how it came to be. On October 7th, shortly after, we found out that our daughter's classmate and his baby sister and his parents were kidnapped to Gaza. He was 8 years old, she was 3, the parents and the grandmother. Then a good friend of ours and a neighbor, her parents were also kidnapped to Gaza, older folks. Good friends lost their children who were soldiers and fell fighting to protect our homeland. There was just so many people who were hurt, so much pain and so much chaos and so much fear. It was like living in a nightmare, right? The reality became something that you can't grasp at that point. And I remember when our 8 years old came and asked where is her friend and why she doesn't see him in school. And we're talking about a kid who doesn't even know what war is. Forget about what happened. Kids don't have in their head that someone might want to kill someone else. It's not something they grow up with. And just dealing with all that turmoil and insanity and pain, there are 2 things I want to say. 1, the pain was unbearable for all of us. And 2 is that the spirit of Am Yisrael shone like never before. Because no matter in how much pain we were, everyone was involved, everyone volunteered, everyone held hands, everyone took care of each other. And that was amazing to see how from this horrific darkness comes so much light and shines the light of the true Am Yisrael. And I can tell you that in Israel, as you probably know, we've been torn. You mentioned the word torn, you used that word. We've been torn for a very long time. And sometimes, if nothing else makes it happen, maybe a disaster will, But in that moment, when that happened, there was no left and right, there was none of that. There was no pro-government, not pro-government. There was Am Yisrael. And there was us taking care of each other, not waiting for anyone else, in Israel and outside of Israel. So Mizmor David, we personally, after a week of being in Israel, we traveled to the US. We felt we needed to remove our daughter from there. It was a little bit unsafe where we live in the north. And I composed that prayer as, when I read these words, I wanted the hostages to have these words in their hearts. So the words say, they're not yet on the board, but the words say, Mizmor David, Psalm of David, Adonai is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Even as I walk through the valley of darkness of death, I shall not fear, for you are with me. These are the words. And I felt that I wanted every hostage, including those 2 little children that we know so well, and the parents, the sweet couple, and all these people who were held there. I wanted these words in their hearts, for you are with me, you are with me, you are with me. And when they came back, they told us that what they've been told was that no one remembers them, there's nothing left of Israel. They were going through a lot of psychological terror, right? But another thing that they said when they came back, and luckily these 2 families I mentioned did survive and did come back. The mother with the 2 children came after 50 days, and the father was released after 505 days. 505 days. Almost a year and a half away from his children. At that point, there was no certainty if he survived it or not, and Baruch Hashem, he did, and he came back. But what they shared was that they could feel the prayers. And though they were told that no one remembers them, they could feel, So that is to say that every prayer counts. And you don't have to be at the temple to do it. Nothing big. Just when the thought crosses your mind, take a moment, put your hand on your heart, and just send light. Just tell them you're not alone, and we're not letting go until you're all home. That's the request. So this is Mizmor LeDavid, and when I recorded it, I invited my daughter to sing with me, to give voice to the children who were there, the children whose parents were in the army fighting, and we're missing them so much, the soldiers, the parents of the soldiers, the families of the hostages, the bereaved families, just to give voice. So I'm going to sing this for you now, and I invite you to take this moment and really just send them light, just with that promise that we're not giving up until they're all coming home. כי אתה עמדי, כי אתה עמדי, כי אתה עמדי. מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי לא אחסר, גם כי אלך בגיא צל מוות לא אירא, גם כי אלך בגיא צל מוות לא אירא, כי אתה עמדי, 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 אתה עמדי, אתה עמדי, לא אירא. נה 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 עמדי, נה 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 עמדי, נה 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 עם ישראל חי.